Holland, a little country where dikes hold back the sea and ships find natural harbors, where fishing boats line old canals near low and level farmlands, where windmills turn and cattle graze in rich green pastures. It is morning in Holland, and on the VanWyck farm, the children are giving the chickens their breakfast. The boy's name is Hendrik VanWyck, and this is Sister Annie. Father has milked the cows and is getting the milk ready for market, while Mother VanWyck is making the beds, cupboard beds, built into the wall and hidden by doors. Feeding the chickens is a regular morning duty for Hendrik and Annie, and it will soon be time for their breakfast too.
Kom je eten? Kom je eten?
Come to eat, Mother says.
Ja.
Yes, says Hendrik. Wooden shoes must be left outside. Hendrik and Annie, and Father too, enter the house in their stocking feet. Now for a breakfast of bread and butter and cheese, of cold roast beef and hot tea. But first, Father says a silent grace. Mother cuts huge slices of bread for Father and Hendrik and Annie. Annie pours out tea for everyone, tea to drink with the bread and butter, the cheese and the meat that make up the breakfast on the VanWyck farm.
Hendrik, als je klaar bent, ga je oom Willem vragen of er iets is dat we morgen voor hem mee kunnen brengen uit Middelburg.
Middelburg, Middelburg.
Fijn,
Gaan we naar Middelburg? Dat zal heel aardig zijn.
Father tells the children they're going to Middelburg tomorrow. This is good news, a trip to town. It will be good news, too, for Uncle Willem VanWyck, who runs this grain mill in the village nearby. Hendrik and Annie, on their way to school, are going to call on Uncle Willem to see if there is anything he would like from Middelburg. And there is Uncle Willem now, coming from the mill to shake out a flour bag.
Willem. Vader vraagt wat wij voor u mee kunnen brengen van de stad.
What would you like from town? Asked the children.
Dat is aardig dat je komt. Tabak of sigaren?
Some tobacco or cigars would be nice, says Uncle Willem. And now, while the great sails of the mill turn round and round outside, Hendrik and Annie take a few minutes to go inside the mill to watch Uncle Willem at work. First, he hoists a sack of grain to the upper part of the mill. And now, clump, clump up the old wooden stairs in his noisy wooden shoes. Up to empty a sack of grain into the grinding machinery. Down it goes, slowly down toward the mill wheels, where the grain is ground into flour. Wooden gears creak round and round, turning the wheels below as Uncle Willem examines the grain, just as he has done for years and years. Grain that has come from the fields nearby, grain that the mill will grind into flour as the sails go round in the wind. But now Hendrik and Annie must hurry off to the village school, must hurry to join other children from the village and from the farms. They come along the village street and up through the yard to the school and on through the door with morning greetings for their teacher. They are having a lesson in geography, and the teacher will ask some questions. Let us see what the first question will be.
Welk land is dit?
What country is this, he asks. Everyone seems to know the answer to this.
Nederland.
The Netherlands, says the class. The Netherlands, that is another name for the little country which we call Holland. Another question, and this time Hendrik volunteers, but the teacher calls on Annie.
Welk land is dit, Annie?
Dit zijn de grenzen van de Verenigde Staten van Amerika.
Recess and games in the schoolyard. This game looks familiar, and Hendrik seems to play it very well. The girls form a circle for Ring Around a Rosie. Round and round they dance, some in clothes of an old style, and some in styles that are modern. Some wear caps of fancy lace, and some wear bows of ribbon. Some of the girls wear wooden shoes, but more wear shoes of leather. Now, in the afternoon, lessons are over for the day, and no more school till Monday. Out of the yard they go, and down the village street. Bicycles and more bicycles as the children return to their homes. Saturday, and time for the trip to Middelburg. The big baskets of eggs will be sold at the city market. Over her neatly combed hair, Annie wears her finest lace cap. Father is dressed up too. And Annie sees to it that Mother's coral necklace is just exactly right, for all the VanWycks must look their very best. Fancy jewelry isn't worn every day. Father takes great pride in his silver buckles and his gold watch and chain. Time to start. All is ready. Horse and wagon, spick and span for the journey, stand in front of the neat VanWyck home. Mother and children climb up to their places. Now Father takes the driver's seat, and out the lane they go.
Dag Hans, dag.
Goodbye to Hans, the farmhand.
Dag, dag.
Goodbye, says Hans, through the farm gate and down the road that leads to Middelburg. An hour later, and the family are passing along the main canal of the town. They wait while a bridge is opened to allow a boat to pass down the canal. Then, joining automobiles, carts and trucks, the bicycles and wagons, the family cross over the bridge that leads toward the market and the old town square of Middelburg. In the square is the fine old city hall, built hundreds of years ago. The bells in the tower ring out across the square, out over the market stalls where large quantities of butter and eggs and cheese and many products of the town are bought and sold.
Dag juffrouw Van Wyck. Hoe maakt u
Mother
het?
VanWyck
Daar
takes
zijn
her
de
basket
eieren.
of eggs to a buyer. Millions and millions of eggs are sold by the farmers of Holland. The buyer puts the eggs in a large box and keeps a careful count. Hendrik and his father have not forgotten Uncle Willem's cigars. A large sign, Cigaren, shows that this store will be able to fill Uncle Willem's request. And by the time Mother has sold the eggs,